Hey guys, welcome to Uplift Equine. Today we are going over introduction to the mounting block. So intro to being okay with the mounting block and intro to mounting. We are not going to be completely mounting today, but we are looking at an introduction to that for new horses or horses that have had trauma associated with the mounting block. So currently I'm just trying to get him to stand quietly at the mounting block. He is a 5-year-old high energy horse that gets bored easily. So since he has already been through this, he is bored. But we are going to work through his boredom today. So we are going to have many approaches to the mounting block until he stands nice and quietly. We do use treats to get his jaw moving. When a horse's jaw is moving, they are relaxed, or it gets them to relax. But I am also working on phasing the treats out when it comes to old things and things that he is currently good at or knows what to do. So since I know he's not afraid of the mounting block, if he doesn't stand quietly, what I will do is line him back up. I will use my current groundwork activities, line him up with a turn on the forehand and backing, and get him to understand that we're not just going to go around in circles forever. Since he's good with the mounting block and not afraid of it, we're just going to keep reapproaching using these tools. And he stands quietly. And even though he stood quietly, I'm still going to practice some different groundwork just to get his brain engaged into doing something. Currently he's trying to do a haunches in because he thinks that's more interesting. But since that I'm not asking that, I'm not going to reward him for the haunches in. I will just continue to do what we are doing. And since he's straight enough and he's got a nice 4-point halt, I will go and reward him for that. Walking them off and walking them around can also get them to relax and know that the mounting block, whenever they approach it, it's not going to hurt them. I will also allow him to investigate it. Especially if you have a horse that is afraid of the mounting block, you want them to be free to investigate the mounting block and know that it is not a scary thing and you're not going to be punishing them while around the mounting block. And there he goes. I'm eventually trying to creep around while he's standing still and stand next to the mounting block. If he continues to stand still, I will give him a good pat. He decided to move forward on his own, which, since he stood quietly for a good number of seconds, I just led him forward and we will reapproach and try again. Standing at the mounting block. So you standing at the mounting block is the next step. So we go through our steps, we get him to stand quietly. and then move around, standing next to the mounting block, and then standing on top of one of the steps of the mounting block. So you keep going up the steps while they are standing quietly. Sometimes they will move their butt around, either in his case out of boredom, or if they are afraid and trying to avoid pain that can be associated with the mounting block, they will move their butt over in avoidance of mounting. So here, since he's bored, I just get him to fully pass around it and then reapproach. He is definitely used to more active and more interesting groundwork activities. So standing on the second step, and even though he shifted a little bit, I will still continue to move on and see he is relaxing as I give him a good pat while I'm on the third step. Currently at this age, I'm not looking for perfection, I'm looking for good enough, because we were always going to be working on this particular thing. And since he's not scared of it, I just want good enough. So, introduction to mounting. So we are going to start actually putting some weight on his back and introducing him to actually mounting him. You don't want to just suddenly mount a horse if they're not used to it or familiar with it. That can scare them and put them into a dangerous bucking fit or to rear, but mostly it's generally bucking. So you want to gradually introduce them to bearing weight on their back, which is very unusual for them and not necessarily all that natural. It is natural, however, to want to get the weight off of their back, because that can be simulating something pouncing on them and they can feel like their life is in danger. But if you make this a good thing, an interesting thing, then they will not think their life is in danger, and you will have a smaller likelihood to get bucked off when you do mount. When I rewarded him, I gave him a treat using his nose going to the outside. I do that so that he leans into me and not away from me. Now, getting a little bit more weight on him, I will bring my leg over onto his back, making sure that he is fully comfortable with that. I generally swing my leg around and rest it on his lumbar and on his hips, just so that I know he is also comfortable if I were to swing my leg around and brush up against his hip. I do not actually bear too much weight on his lumbar, as that is not healthy for the horse. And when I'm doing this, most of my weight is on the leg that's on the mounting block, so that if there is an issue or if the horse is afraid and I have pushed them too far, then I am still safe and I am not going to be in danger of hurting myself. So we'll try again, we'll reapproach, and then go through all of our steps as a checklist in your own head, and just keep going through those. If the horse fails at one of the steps, which can happen, then we go back down and go through the checklist again. Some horses may be very good one time and then the second time not be good. It just depends on your horse and on their previous experiences. So this time I'm going to bring my leg around and almost sit on them. All right, going through a different perspective, we're going to go through all of the steps on the other side of him so that you can see what I'm doing on the mounting block. And thank you for watching the introduction to mounting and introduction to the mounting block. I will see you next time in our next video, and please subscribe if you can and continue to watch our videos. All right, you have a good day.